All right, we're going to have to get real for a second. Do you ever feel like even though you try to stay positive and stay focused on your goals, the truth is, if you're honest, your life kind of sucks? Like you're trying to go forward, but your relationships are breaking down. You don't feel excited about your work anymore. And, there's probably a lot of reasons why you might feel this way, but more importantly, what can I do to turn this around? And surprisingly enough, it may not be as complicated as you think. In fact, the answer might be right in front of you. Hey guys, welcome back to my video. My name is Tom, and in the description below is a link to my website where I do offer Enneagram coaching. And so I meet a lot of people that sometimes feel like their life is out of control. They feel like life is happening to them, and they're not sure what to do next to stay positive, focused, and direct on their goals. And everyone kind of hits that point in life sometimes where you feel frustrated, you feel discouraged, you feel dissatisfied with your life, like your life sucks. What can we do about that? Well, there's a lot we can do about it. We can't blame everything around us. It's easy to do that and say, well, the reason why everything feels so awful is because the people around me are so awful, or because my conditions that I'm in are so terrible. Everything that I don't have any control over, the economy and even other people. But here's the thing. The root of why we may feel like this may be a lot closer than we realize. It may be what's going on in our own mind and how unbalanced we have become. So if you're ready to understand why you might feel this way, and more importantly, how to get back on track, then let's dive into this information together. The first thing we have to do to unstuck our lives is to make sure that we have focused our attention in a balanced way. Most of us get over-focused in just a couple of areas of our life. We focus all of our attention on work, or we focus all of our attention on our relationships. And sometimes life can get out of balance. And just think like this, a healthy life is a balanced life. A healthy diet is a balanced diet. So there are actually a lot of different categories to your life. And you want to ask yourself, have I been maybe not giving any attention to certain areas of my life? Is that why I feel so frustrated and so like I'm missing something, or I'm feeling depleted? I mean, think about, like, just take a second and think about it like this. You have a work life, you have probably some kind of marriage or dominant relationship, or dating. You have maybe a family life, a spiritual life. You have your community and friends, your hobbies and interests, your recreation, your physical health. I mean, all of these are very important. And when you start neglecting some of these areas of your life because you're so focused, for example, on work or on personal development, that you don't build relationships or take time to nurture your spiritual health, it's no wonder that your life starts to feel out of balance. And when you're out of balance, your life's going to suck. Point number two, not only is it important to seek balance in our lives, but you got to clean up your mental mess. You got to watch over what you're thinking about. It's easy to get very negative and see everything that's wrong in your life and what's not right. But think about breaking your life up into all those categories and then ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve this area of my life? And as soon as you start asking that question, instead of saying, what's wrong with my life? What's wrong with my relationships? Instead of asking what's wrong with everything, ask yourself, what could I do right now to improve this area of my life? I mean, take just work, for example. What are 3 or 4 things I could do right now? Well, catch up on those emails, work through that stack of files that's been sitting on your desk, go through that management training. I mean, see, you start to look at it in a positive direction now. What can I do to warm up my marriage? What can I do to reconnect with my friendships? What can I do to develop some strong hobbies and recreational interests that could get me out of the house and back into life once again? Shifting your attention away from what's wrong with my life to what can I actually do puts you back in charge, and it's going to give you a greater sense of owning your life and of just general overall satisfaction with life. And the third thing we want to talk about is exercising your right to make choices about your own life. Look, there's kind of two kinds of people here. One that is setting goals and moving forward in life, and those that life is happening to me. Oh, you can't believe how difficult it is. This is what they said to me. This is what they told me. You know, life does happen to you, but you kind of need to happen to life as well. Like, you're a person, you're a human being with a mind, a will, and emotions. And it's important for you to start to exercise that will. It's important for you to make some decisions about what do you want to see in your life? What do you want to see happen? You know, you have the ability to change a lot more than you think. There's some things that are out of your control, and you need to realize that, and you have to accept that. But there's a lot of things in your life that you can control. And what you can control, you should control. Go out there and make a decision that if I'm going to see my life get better, it's up to me. I'm going to have to make some decisions. I'm going to have to follow through. I'm going to have to stop complaining and start taking action. It's easy to sit back and complain and blame everybody else for your misfortune and your miserable unhappiness. But if your life sucks, you got to make a decision that you're going to change the way you think and you're going to change what you've been doing. You got to do something different, and it all starts with your ability to make choices. So what are we saying in this video? Well, we're saying if you feel like your life is just kind of unrewarding and not fulfilling, then maybe it's time for you to make some decisions. Think about all those different areas of your life, and you have the ability right now to make some choices to improve your life. And it starts with you saying, what could I do right now? I'm going to exercise my right to make some choices about my life, and I'm going to start focusing on the positive and what I can do to take actionable steps to begin to improve some area of your life. Pick an area. Hobbies and interests. Decide that you're going to buy a bike. Maybe there are some things that you know you would like. Start there and start setting aside time. Start budgeting time to do some things that actually bring you happiness and joy. Find other people that have that similar interest and start connecting once again with all of the beautiful people out there in the world that would love you and want to get to know you. Oh, but Tom, you don't understand. It's hopeless for me. It is. It is with that attitude. It is 100% hopeless for you if you maintain that attitude. So you got to start challenging this message you're telling yourself. Wake up in the morning and say, you know what? Life is good. There's a lot of things out there I can't control, but life is good and God is good. And I've got all of these opportunities in front of me. What area of my life am I going to focus on next to start making some improvements? It could be your physical health. It could be your spiritual well-being. It could be your relationships, but pick something and start getting more balanced. I'm amazed at how many people push themselves 40, 50, 60 hours a week in one area of their life while they neglect the rest of their life, and then they wonder why they don't feel fulfilled. Well, imagine if you treated your house like that. You only clean the front room. You spend all of your time cleaning the front room. The rest of your house is going to be a mess. And some of us, our lives, feel like a mess and out of control. And maybe it's not because we're bad people, but we just haven't balanced the focus of our attention. So let's get out there in those other rooms and let's start ordering and structuring things to have the best life and the best experience possible and to make a difference for other people. You can do this. I'm with you. Let's do it together. And as always, guys, be present to life. I'll see you next time.